How you doing, my family and friends? When you want to change for the better, you always have to put a reason why you want to change for the better. What's the reason? And that why has to be strong enough that it's going to keep you striving to do better, striving to grow, striving to evolve. What's your why? And you got to determine what that why is, and it got to be a good why. And I strive after righteousness. I strive to do better, and I strive to evolve for many reasons. But one of the reasons that I'm compelled to keep moving forward in this space is because, and it's the smallest thing, but it's a great encouragement to me. It's because the kids today and age, they're born into the internet, social media, tablet, YouTube, smartphone era. They born into that since babies. They got tablets and they scrolling since babies. Whether it's on their own tablet, on their own baby tablet, their parents' tablets, or because the tablets have replaced babysitters. You can leave a small child with a tablet and leave, and he'll be there for hours scrolling away, watching his videos. So I say that because I got 2 grandchildren, right? One is 5 years old and one is gonna be 3, right? And my grandchildren, they scrolling, right? So now while they scrolling, every so often, you know, I pop up on the feed talking. And they say, that's my grandfather right there, right? And they looking at me. So whatever I'm talking about, if they stay on there long enough, they're going to hear a good word from me. Wow, that's deep right there, because the only memories that I have from my grandfather was that you had to walk on eggshells around him because he was violent. And for whatever reason, you will get a grand whipping. For whatever reason, you left the door open, you came in 5 minutes too late, or you know, however, whatever it was. That's my recollection of my grandfathers. You know, and at least the one that I knew, that I physically saw, that I saw him be abusive and give whippings out. And thank God I was small enough that he never did it to me, but I saw how he would hit my aunt, and I also heard that he used to hit my dad. That's why my dad never wanted to hit me, because that's how he was raised, which is not a good thing as well. But nonetheless, right? Getting back to your why. Why is it important for you to want to do better? Why is it important for you to want to evolve? And it's because when life happens and you in a situation and you got to deal with it, if you don't deal with it the correct way, you could potentially end up losing your life, or you could potentially end up going to prison for a long time. And I say that because in the news today, right, in Harlem, right, January 3rd, in Harlem, in a deli, the 2 people was ordering sandwiches. And, you know, while they was waiting for their sandwiches, it was a dispute concerning whose sandwich was that sandwich. And lo and behold, they get into it, and one person pulls out a knife, a 24-year-old, and proceeds to stab a postal worker to death. And the man lost his life. And now the 24-year-old is arrested, facing murder charges. So, come on, man. This is what I'm talking about right here. It's a perfect example. Life happened. The situation presented itself. And because of pride, because of ego, for whatever the case, nobody knew how to handle it and get away safely. Where to diffuse that, okay, that's your sandwich, I'll wait for the next one. Or I don't want a sandwich no more. Let me leave. Or you take the... No, man, they got into it. To the point where somebody pulled out a knife and started stabbing to kill somebody. Come on, man. If you don't see the devil working in that situation, you blind. Those are demons. It's spiritual warfare out here. It's spiritual warfare out here. Because that's the Bible says that the devil is going around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. And that postal worker, both of them was devoured because of a sandwich. This is a fact. This happened. I saw it on the news. It happened. So if you're not prepared when life happens, you don't know what the outcome is going to be concerning you. If you're not prepared, if you're not preparing along the way, if you're not growing, if you're not analyzing, if you're not changing, and you stay in your ignorance, you gotta have control of yourself. You gotta have self-control out here. You know, you gotta be able to visualize, create a vision for yourself, you know, and execute on that vision. You have to do it. You know, look, I'm talking this right now, not even thinking that my grandson is looking at me, hearing me, or that he's gonna see me. I'm not, but look, that's a big plus. That's a positive right there. So now that's another why. You know, not only do I want to be productive and I want to evolve and I want to do better and I want to put positive energy out into the world, but now if I'm talking directly to him or to them, you know, that's a good thing. And this is what I'm talking about right here. Perfect example right there, because, you know, it could be an issue if the situation presents itself and it's not handled correctly. You know, and I pray that I'm able to handle the situation correctly when it comes before me and is presented to me. And I don't go off the deep end. You know, I gotta stay prayed up. I gotta ask God to go before me, you know, to have his angels encamping around me. You know, I gotta be sober-minded. I gotta be vigilant so I can see spiritual things coming at me that wants to cause me to trip up or harm. You know, I want to be able to see it and know how to backtrack or sidestep. You got to do it, because this world we living in, come on, man, you already know. I once upon a time felon, unashamed for Christ, forever saved.